Hey yo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV today. Another fantastic night of professional wrestling brought to us by the premier independent wrestling organization in all of New York City, maybe even the entire world, and that is House of Glory. Another amazing show with a twist that would make M. Night Shyamalan cream in his pants, and we are going to talk about it right now. My name is Nick Nightmare, and you are watching the Chapter 3 review and results show on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Alright, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. Another fun-filled, action-packed night was in the house at the ECW's former stomping grounds, the Elks Lodge at Queens Boulevard in New York City. Holy shit, you guys, this show was a whole lot of fun from start to finish. Going into this thing, I didn't really expect too much. They didn't have a lot announced. They didn't have anything actually that intriguing to me personally. I'm not familiar with guys like MJF. We didn't have any big legends or anything come down. But this show can serve as an example as to why you cannot miss any show brought to us by House of Glory. You want to talk about compelling storytelling, shows that make sense, and things that continue, that pique your interest, and just take turns that you would never see coming. That is what you would get when you go to see House of Glory. Chapter 3, turn the page in the history of House of Glory to a story that I never ever in my life thought that I would see. We're going to start this show talking about the tremendous shock that came over me when I seen the very, very dramatic turn of events at the end of the tag team matchup between the House of Gahan, represented by the Amazing Red, and Anthony Gahan, going up against Private Party. First of all, super extra props to Anthony Gahan. If you guys watched my preview for this show, I put him on the bench. I said that the champ is injured, and he was probably going to call upon one of the members of the house to fill in for this matchup as he watched along on the outside. Boy, was I selling the champ short, and I don't deserve to even be part of the House of Gahan from this point forward, just for having the even slightest doubt that Gahan was going to go into this matchup with one arm and still be absolutely fantastic. This guy is top-notch, man. He's a 5-star athlete. I hope to God he never leaves House of Glory for the WWE, and that's a selfish thing for me to say, because obviously I want nothing but success for the guy, but if we lose him to the WWE, they are never going to do what's right by an Anthony Gahan. When I see what they are doing on House of Glory with him, it is absolutely fantastic. Anthony Gahan and the Amazing Red over the last year have told such a story as opponents, that now to see the Amazing Reds sort of, I guess, at least for now, falling in line and attacking Private Party and almost pledging his allegiance to the House of Gahan in this moment, like a rite of passage. You know, like he paid his dues to get in by beating the hell out of two of probably his most favorite students that he has ever trained. Two guys he's been proud of over the last few years. Two guys he calls his friends. Super kick, bam, bam, each one of them right in the face. You could probably see it when you guys watch it for yourself. I was in a state of shock at ringside. I could not believe my eyes. The Amazing Red is actually part of the House of Gahan. The whole match started out exactly as you would imagine. The Amazing Red coming out, he was having fun, he was messing around with Private Party, he was pretending to be involved in the matchup, he was just playing with Anthony Gahan as if he was not being cooperative. Honestly, I don't know if even Gahan knew Red's intentions towards the end of this matchup. But Private Party would actually get the win here. And I sat ringside screaming to the Amazing Red, "This is your fault, bro. Why didn't you get in there? Why didn't you break up the count? What are you doing?" And then he would come in, celebrate a little bit with Private Party, and like I said, deliver 2 tremendous super kicks across their jaws. It was absolutely something that I never seen coming. I've been watching the Amazing Red since his days in TNA. I was not that familiar with him in his earlier part of his career when he was in Ring of Honor. But as far as I know, I've never seen the Amazing Red turn the page to a heel. And this is something that I cannot wait to see how they explore. And at the next show in just 2 weeks, thank God, Extreme Warfare, I cannot wait to see how the rest of this develops. And you guys should be there with me, as I know you will be, because I had a lot of sledge heads in the house. Quick little sidebar before we talk about the rest of the show. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers who were actually at the House of Glory show last night. Please, please forgive me. I drank so many beers in my fun time last night that if you guys told me your names, which I don't actually think we exchanged names, I apologize for not remembering. But I had two guys come up to me and ask me for my picture. It was absolutely fantastic to meet a father and son who enjoy the Sledgehammer Wrestling show together. It was great for me to meet these guys. And then I had my buddy Jay. He was there with me. I met him over the SummerSlam weekend festivities. He's a subscriber to the show. And also I want to say thank you to every single wrestler on the roster of House of Glory who came over, and to the members of the staff who were generous enough to offer their support of this show and tell me that, and actually thank me for what I'm doing here. And I'm like, you guys are crazy. I want to thank you every single minute of my life, because House of Glory is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. It really, really is. So for them to show their support and encourage me to keep doing what I'm doing here for this show, it just made my night even more tremendous. I am absolutely honored for all of you to even acknowledge me and welcome me into your lives, whether you're one of my subs or one of the members of House of Glory. I can't thank you guys enough. And if you guys can drop a comment down in the comment section, let me know how you guys enjoyed last night's show. If you enjoy this show, make sure you leave that thumbs up and talk about it down in the comment section. That would help tremendously. But now that all that's over, I had to talk about the Amazing Red and Anthony Gahan and everything that happened right off the top. We will talk about it just a little bit more as we go through the rest of the show, because September 22nd, 2018 will go down in history as Chapter 3 took a big place in the telling of the story that is House of Glory. We started this match off with a tag team matchup that, again, I didn't expect much from. We had the main event. Great name. I love that name for this team, because we have the circus guy, Midas Black, who and Lion, right? And you got the Lion with his little lion mask and his tail, and they're doing the whole circus thing, and they're the main event, but it's spelled Maine, like, you know, Lion's mane, and I get that. It's cool. I definitely liked it. And I was very, very surprised to see them come out with a victory over the larger-than-life duo of TJ and Brian Burgundy. I automatically assumed that Larger Than Life was going to get the win, because I guess that's something that I'm used to seeing when I go to House of Glory. But Lion and Midas Black, I initially, last month, you know, I was throwing a little bit of shade at Midas Black, because I have a certain persona that I would like to portray when I become part of the House of Glory, and it kind of leans towards what he's kind of doing. But I want to give him all of the respect and all of the props in the world. You could take that gimmick and run with it, bro, because he absolutely impressed me in this matchup tonight. This guy is a fantastic wrestler. He can definitely go. This tag team was great. This match was great. All 4 guys did an absolutely fantastic job selling this matchup. And the main event, like I said, defeats larger than life in the opening contest in what was a great tag team matchup. We then would come on with the next matchup with my guy, Smiley. One of my absolute favorites in House of Glory. He is just an absolutely fucking great guy. He was going one-on-one against Mr. Wavy Tony. Now, I don't know what's up with that name, but, you know, more power to you, bro. Mr. Wavy Tony came out and he tried to wave his way to a victory over Smiley, but that was not going to happen. If you happen to follow Smiley on social media leading up to this event, he was preemptively offering up his apologies to House of Glory and pretty much blaming them for anything that happens to Mr. Wavy Tony tonight, or on this night, because he cannot be held responsible. They put him in this matchup with him, so he is going to get what he gets. And Smiley absolutely destroyed this guy. It was something to behold, and the story here really was not the matchup. Smiley gets the win over Wavy Tony, but he continues to beat the waves right out of Wavy Tony, and that would preempt Leroy, everybody's favorite GameCube fanatic, to come out from the back and try to talk some sense into Smiley. As he was doing this, Bones from the House of Gangon would come out to the ring and start beating the snot out of Leroy, and the Gauntlet match for Leroy Green would begin as he was set to take on each and every member of the House of Gangon, with the exception of the champion Anthony Gangon. And he did a valiant and absolutely great job. He did the best he could. He surprised me by the way he was able to just kind of steal the win in each and every matchup in this gauntlet. It started out with Bones. He took care of Bones in some surprising fashion. And then Thomas Odin would come out, and he really gave it to Leroy. He was not holding back at all. Lots of stiff shots, and it was very, very cool to see them really not hold back in the ring. Leroy was throwing haymakers. Thomas Odin was just in there to win this thing. Unfortunately, Leroy would worm his way out of this one and find himself beating Thomas Odin as well, which would bring out one of my other favorites from the House of Gangon, Big Zeke, I like to call him. Ezekiel Lewis, he comes out from the back. The crowd continues to disrespect him with the No Way Jose bullshit chants. And my biggest thing with that is I hope that the guys from House of Glory, the higher-ups and everything, my biggest wish for Zeke is for you guys to get No Way Jose to come down to the House of Glory so he can beat the salsa right out of him. Him and all his conga jerk-offs. Get him down there. Let Zeke and the House of Gangon show who No Way Jose really is, and let him just beat the dance right out of that guy. That's what I want to see happen for Big Zeke. And then I want to see people call him No Way Jose. Alright, guy could probably wrestle circles around Jose. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Don't mess with the House of Gangon. However, Zeke was unable to best Leroy, as well as he would seemingly be headed towards ending this gauntlet as the victor, but that would not be the case, because guess what happens next? The final member of the House of Gangon, Juba, the future world heavyweight champion. Mark my words, it will happen one day, and I am going to be the man to bring him to it, and you can take that to the bank. He comes out and just shows Leroy exactly what I'm saying. You cannot stop this juggernaut. You cannot stop this man. You take him away from tag team divisions. You take him away from the House of Gangon, and you have the most dominant athlete in all of the House of Glory. And he showed it tonight by the way he easily dispatched a Leroy Green who had actually gone through three other gentlemen prior to that. There was no way Leroy was going to best the beast, Juba. Not going to happen, especially after three very, very formidable matches leading up to that one. So Juba wins this gauntlet and throws Leroy back into the trash for the House of Gahan. Leroy's not trash. I'm just talking shit. But it was a great gauntlet. I had a lot of fun, especially seeing my boy Juba win the whole thing, which is what I wanted to see happen. Anyway, absolutely fantastic showing for everybody involved. It was a whole lot of fun to watch. Which would bring us to the first half of the show's main event, or the co-main event, if you want to call it that. We had MJF, Maxwell Jacob Feinstein, going up against House of Glory's Cash Cow, Mr. Ken Broadway. Absolutely fantastic, man. This match was great. I have to give props to MJF. I never really got to experience him firsthand, and I only seen him in the All In show, which actually, you know, it was a good match, but it wasn't all that impressive, to be honest with you. But I happened to be sitting in front of MJF's personal friends that had come to see him take part in tonight's event. I don't know if they were family or if they were friends. I forgot what the guy said. But however, they were there for him, and we had an absolute blast. If you guys listen to the audio going on in the crowd during that matchup when they show this on the House of Glory channel, you are going to clearly probably hear a couple of fans arguing in fun, you know, about what was going on in the ring, and MJF and Ken Broadway tore it up in there. MJF absolutely impressed me. This guy's got a whole lot of talent. He can go in the ring. He gave Broadway one of the best matches I've seen Broadway actually have. Ken Broadway with his hair last night, I don't know what was up with the little, you know, front ponytail with his dread sticking out, but we had the crowd break into a Takis chant. Now, I've never tried these Takis snacks, but I'm going to probably have to, just based off of tonight's, you know, last night's interaction at House of Glory. I'm not being sponsored by Takis or anything like that. However, if you want to sponsor me, you know, go ahead. I'm looking for sponsors as it is. But, you know, Ken Broadway, after he dispatches of MJF in this matchup, says the Takis are friggin' delicious. So now I have to try some. He then would go on to tell everybody that he is still in possession of the Break the Glass Ceiling contract, and there is no better night than tonight for him to cash in on that thing. He knows the champ's going with one bad wheel, and he was going to take advantage of that situation until he was gangbusted by Matt Travis, another guy that was absolutely just on the top of my list in House of Glory. And I probably, at this point, you're saying, oh, you say that about everybody. But listen, that's the kind of roster we're dealing with when we're talking about House of Glory. Every single one of these talents are top-notch, in my opinion, especially when it comes to guys like Broadway and Gangone and Matt Travis. He is just another level above some of these other guys. And on this night, he would come out and definitely get the better of Ken Broadway and brought out some street in him and some plastic. I don't know if it was a plastic bag or if it was some shrink wrap or whatever, but this guy was trying to suffocate Ken Broadway in the middle of a House of Glory ring. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, bro, this is illegal. What are you doing? You don't want to go to jail, bro. I want to see this match. This feud is boiling. It's starting to get intense. And I can just see it in right now. Extreme Warfare, aptly named, 2 weeks away, October 5th at the NYC Arena. I would not be surprised if we get to see Broadway try to get some revenge on that sneaky bastard, Matt Travis. Oh, man, it was such a fucking great night, man. You guys have no idea how much fun I had. We went to intermission where I went to get some more drinking going. Got to hang out with JD again, as usual. We talked some wrestling, which is great. He, as well as everybody else, offered his support to the show and told me to keep doing what I'm doing because I'm fucking legit. I'm not like some of these other guys out there. And after the intermission, we would have... I'm sorry, I just lost my place on the page. We had Tasha Steele and Violet. Now, Tasha Steele, I want to say right now, she's great. She's great. I don't know if this was her first match ever, anywhere in the world, but this girl has got it. You know what that phrase is? You either got it or you don't. Absolutely, she's got it. The girl's timing in the ring is fantastic. She is actually, just by my viewing of her, better, 100% better than the opponent that she faced on this night, which was Violet. And I mean no disrespect to Violet, but Violet still looks, when she wrestles, to me like a girl who's in training and a girl who's coming along and a girl that needs some work. But Tasha comes out here tonight and she steals the show by just putting on an absolutely fantastic performance. I feel like she could definitely be in the next crop of like Mae Young Classic contestants. Her body is sick. Like, I don't even think she has like an ounce of body fat on her. She's got a great look. The Boricua badass definitely came and showed everybody that she definitely was that last night, even in defeat, as Violet would get the win here thanks to her man-woman servant, she on the outside, poking her nose in where it doesn't belong. Tasha Steele, I see through the moon for this girl. The glass ceiling will break for her probably sooner than later. She was just fucking great. And if my word means anything to you guys, I feel like I can spot talent from a mile away, and she definitely took my breath away last night, and I don't know what it is. She was on her game, she was excited, she didn't come off as nervous, and she definitely put on a fantastic match. I am in love with Tasha Steele, apparently. So that was great. We also, I don't know if I forgot to write this down or what. Obviously I did, but we had an episode of Richie's Way, and I believe this happened during the first half of the show. I apologize for missing it on my notes, but like I said, you know, we were drinking in the progress of taking some of these notes, so please forgive me. We had Sonya Strong come out on the Richie's Way talk show. Richie was taking a whole lot of heat from a whole lot of people in the crowd, myself included. Like I said, I was having a good time, but I do everything all in fun. Seemed to be some mean-spirited stuff going on the other side of the arena. I don't know how genuine it was or if he was just really playing up his heel role, but he was getting kind of heated with some of the guys on the outside when this thing all wrapped up. I was kind of interested to see what that was about, but I would never find out what it was about because I was actually more interested in seeing the beautiful and talented Sonya Strong. She came out looking like straight fire last night. She was there to celebrate her championship win over Violet at the last House of Glory show, High Intensity 7, and Richie would, you know, be very insulting, very derogatory towards her, telling her that the crowd doesn't come to see her wrestle, that the crowd just comes to see her ass, essentially. And she was alright with that. She got up, she got right in Richie's face, and she's like, listen, you think I give a shit they want to come see my... I'm paraphrasing, obviously. You think I give a shit? They can come look at my ass if they want to, because I have no problem throwing down in the ring, guys or girls, and she's here to stay. And then she slapped the taste right out of Richie's mouth, and it was absolutely fantastic. The whole real point of the segment, other than that, and putting Sonya over as the champ and showing that she's not going to be disrespected by anybody, was to let the world know that at Extreme Warfare in 2 weeks, we are going to see Kimber Lee, also known to the world as, oh shoot, I just forgot what it was, but she was in the Mae Young Classic a couple of years back. She had a different name in there, and I'm forgetting what it is. I'm blanking on it right now. And if it comes back to me, I'll let you know. But if you know who Kimber Lee is, then you know who I'm talking about. She's going to definitely be the first formidable challenge to Sonya Strong since winning the House of Glory Women's Championship, and I can't wait to see it. I feel like it's like Aubrey something, or Ashley, or something with an A. God damn it. Abby Lath. That was her name. See, we figured it out together. Thanks for helping me out, you guys. I'm sure you guys were on the other side of the camera going, it was Abby Lath. Remember, you jerk off. You're supposed to be a wrestling journalist. But like I said, we were having fun. I'm still probably feeling the effects, and I'm actually still drinking, just to let you guys know. So that's why we're having so much fun today. So yes, Violet wins this matchup, and it was unfortunate for Tasha Steele. And let's move on to the Amazing Red and Anthony Gangone defeating Private Party. We talked about it at the start of this show. Private Party gets the win in surprising fashion to me. The Amazing Red doesn't help out. He does get in the ring and start to celebrate with his boys, only to end up super kicking them both in the face and starting probably the craziest and most shocking heel turn I have ever seen. Definitely made this the most shocking show I've ever been to for House of Glory. I've never seen something like this happen since I've been there, and it definitely took me by surprise, and I am so glad that I was there for this moment because I could say that I was there to see something this epic go down. The match was great. Gahan, even with one fucking wing busted off, it was just, he's just like I said, he's just the best. And that's why he's the champ. Gotta give him props for that matchup. He definitely did the best he could. Private Party, always bringing the fun into the arena. They are always a lot of fun. You know, I want to thank them for having fun with me. You know, they always kind of spot me in the crowd because I very proudly wear my Gahan mask every single time they're out there, and they like to come and we interact a little bit on the outside. We have fun. That's what we do at House of Glory. We have a fucking fun time, and you guys should definitely be at the next show. I can't wait for it to come down, and I can't wait to see how this further develops. We had Evander James versus Montekia, a little bonus match that I was unaware of. Evander James trying to get back on track after losing the Crown Jewel Championship to Sami Callihan a couple of shows ago. And this was a match of two of House of Glory's all-stars, man. Montekia is fantastic. The buttery lucha superstar is just getting better and better every time I see him, and each time I see him, he's in one of the best matches of the night. So if you continue to get better and you can keep giving me the best, it just means that you are continually becoming more and more at the top of your game, and it's just fantastic to see these guys over the last year and a half that I've been going to these shows just develop and become so damn good. And the same could be said for Evander James. His timing, his stuff that he does in the ring is just fucking great. It's great. And the only reason he loses this match is because of that fat bastard not doing his job on the outside. When I'm a manager, I'm going to be doing my job on the outside. I'm not going to be sitting there looking all fat and in a green shirt and my beard and doing all absolutely nothing. All he's doing out there is yelling. He's playing with the people in the stands. He's not focusing on his man. He's not trying to make sure that his guy wins. Maybe it's time for Evander James to move along from Mr. Shapiro. Maybe he shouldn't trust in the trust anymore, because what good has Shapiro been for him over the last two shows? Shapiro didn't help him when he was defending the Crown Jewel Championship against Sami Callihan, and he definitely didn't help him tonight as the man's trying to get back on track. Maybe you need to give me a call, Mr. James, huh? Maybe we can work something out, and I'll give you a manager worth having and someone you can really trust. All right, Evander James should not have lost this match. No disrespect to Monte, but Evander James, fucking top notch, next level. Crown Jewel, former champion, ready to be a House of Glory heavyweight champion in my eyes. But being given the short end of the stick thanks to his little short fat manager, Mr. Matthew Ryan Shapiro. Then we had the main event of the evening. LAX versus OVE, Ohio versus everything. Again, first time getting to see them in person, and they did not disappoint. These guys brought their rivalry from Impact Wrestling with them over here, and they gave you an absolute 5-star fucking tag team matchup. LAX is one of the best tag teams I've seen in performance when they sell, and just in the delivery and the execution of their maneuvers, they are just absolutely great. OVE as well. Like I said, I don't really watch Impact Wrestling all that much anymore. The only time I really watch is when I know LAX is going to be on, and when OVE now is going to be fighting them, I'm going to be tuning in. I'm going to have to actually be going back and watching some of the other stuff they did, because these guys' chemistry was fantastic. You can tell that they were comfortable with each other in the ring, and they gave us a great match to end the night, and LAX gets the victory. We got the Spanish music playing. LAX and OVE actually exchanging respect at the end of this matchup, which is something I did not expect, being that OVE are some of Callahan's boys. I figured they were going to be all salty and start busting shit up and attacking LAX, maybe leading to Sami coming out, but that's not what happened. And what happened instead is the music started pumping and the shoulders started going, and we all started partying out with LAX to end the night, and then that would be it. They would announce the October 5th show, which is going to be main evented by Bully Ray versus Sami Callihan for the Crown Jewel Championship. You guys know I'm not going to miss it. You guys better not fucking miss it either. Tickets are still available at HOGWrestling.net. Go get them. If you're in the second row, you could possibly even be sitting next to me. I expect to see the rest of you sledgeheads there that were with me last night at this amazing Chapter 3 show. I know you're going to be at the NYC Arena because you're just as intrigued as I am, and you had just as much fun as I did, because House of Glory is the place to be. If you are in New York City and you love wrestling, this is where to go. Don't worry about fucking Monday night. Don't worry about Tuesday. Worry about whichever Friday or Saturday House of Glory is coming to town. Get your ass there and make sure you come say hello, and maybe you could even buy me a beer. Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you again to all of my subscribers for coming and hanging out last night and making themselves known to me. Make sure you share that picture with me too, bro. I know you guys are watching this. Make sure you share that picture with me somehow. Shoot it at me on Twitter, at my Instagram, or even right here in the comments section if you can find a way to share that. I want to see the first ever pictures that I've ever taken with fans of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Absolutely proud and honored to meet you guys. Thank you so much for being fans. Thank you again to everybody from House of Glory for being so cool to me. I look forward to being alongside you guys at some point, as soon as I get my finances in a row, which seems to be taking a whole lot longer than expected. Or if you guys ever want to just reach out and you need anything, I am your guy. Who am I? I am Nick Nightmare. This is my trusty team, Thor the Sledgehammer, the wrestling god of thunder, and the official sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. My little buddy and the world heavyweight champion of all the microphones in all the world. The Anthony Gangone of microphones, Mr. Blue the Snowball Microphone. Thank you guys for checking out the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show's Chapter 3 review for House of Glory. And make sure you guys stay subscribed and notified right now so that you get to see our preview of Extreme Warfare, the next event coming up to us from House of Glory. And I hope to see each and every one of you there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave your comments and questions down below. That is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you next time right here on House of Glory's favorite podcast, favorite YouTube channel, baby, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Have a good one.